I just woke up. Me and this bike are about to get all kinds of close.
Starting to realize I think I put this camera in a bad spot. I guess we're earning our white privilege the hard way today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Jack and Pilled. I just woke up. And believe me, we got plenty of things we got to do today. This day's starting just like any other one because I got to weigh myself and send a check in to Coach Alex. All right. Huh. 193.5. I'm going to do this a few times. Oh, there she is. Me and this bike are about to get all kinds of close.
All right, so we got 40 minutes of this that we got to do. Just biking. But it's not that bad because yes, it's 40 minutes of bike, but it's also 40 minutes of freaking Lost. I'm gonna enjoy this session. Heart rate's gonna get elevated. I'm gonna watch some freaking Lost. And like I had said, modern problems require modern solutions. I can't hold this microphone, so what am I using? I'm using the official Jacked and Pilled hat right here. It has our logo right on the front. It has Jacked and Pilled right on the back. I mean, as cool as this is, I mean, you could think like, this is so cool. This could be your only bit of merch that you have, right? Well, wrong, because we got plenty more. We have the Jacked and Pilled shirt, the Wide Privilege shirt. Now we have the Quadfather shirt, Natty with the Fatty, American Southwestern Nationalism, and Post-Bulk Clarity. And you can find all of those on jacked-pilled-shop.fourthwall.com. Support a Natty-owned business and pick up your Jacked and Pilled shirts today, brother. So cardio's been done, Lost has been watched, and breakfast has been cooked. People ask, what do you have for breakfast? It's nothing special. Never has been, probably never will be. Oats, protein powder, blueberries, eggs, and avocado. I'm fueling up for what's gonna be a busy day. I got some designs I gotta throw up on the Jacked and Pilled fourth wall shop. I got more meals to eat. Got some content to post on our social, so if you haven't already, follow us on the Jacked and Pilled Instagram, and the Jacked and Pilled TikTok. There's a lot of naysayers in my circle. I've heard multiple people tell me, dude, you do not look 7-ish weeks out. No way, dude. And you know what? You're right, okay? I know that. I'm well aware of that, and I've talked with Alex about it. He says it's going to be a push, getting from where I'm at now to the show in like mid-late July, and I'm ready for it. According to Alex, purpose of this first show isn't necessarily to walk away with the freaking gold. It's more so just to get comfortable on stage before I have the October show, which that one is a tested show. I might have a real shot at that one. We'll see. That being said, I'm still going into the one in July thinking I'm gonna be the man. I'm still gonna be walking in there like I'm the biggest dude on stage, even though I'm probably gonna be like 20 pounds under a lot of the people in my weight class and maybe not as lean. But you know what? In here, I had the best physique. Never tell me the odds. To anybody else, this would be a bland breakfast. To me, after fasted cardio, this is pretty good. I've been watching a little bit of Rough Diesel, trying to learn what I can about posing, transitions, being smooth with it. I know that if I'm lacking a little bit in terms of body fat percentage, in terms of size, I'll make up for with ability to pose. Later tonight, I'm gonna be hitting some freaking back. It's gonna be a rowing-based day, and I'm pretty excited for that one. My hope's out later tonight because it's gonna be 6-7 p.m. on a Saturday. Gym won't be too crowded because hopefully people are out doing stuff and being social, and it's just lonely old me getting it done. This week, the workouts haven't really been all that bad. In the last video, I mentioned that Alex was gonna make some program changes. He added some supplements and has had me doing some fasted cardio and extra cardio on my rest day. But other than that, food is kind of unchanged right now. So it's not like the workouts don't suck or they're like easy because I'm well fueled. It's just they don't suck any more than they previously have. Truth be told, at a certain point I did lose count, and I don't know how many reps that was. Kind of zoned out mid-set. I don't do that all the time, but it does happen. So I guess I gotta go back through the footage and figure out if I made progress just now or not. Oh yeah, I looked back through the footage. I counted 19 reps actually, which isn't all that bad. Now that was a tough set. That's one of those where, I push to what I think is failure. But sometimes I wonder, like, with all this talk about training to failure, really pushing yourself, sometimes I wonder if like my failure is different than somebody else's failure. And I'm talking more so about elite athletes, people who are really somebody. Because I've trained all all kinds of different people that have different levels of motivation or willingness to push, where some people will tap out with the few reps left in reserve, and then some other people will go till they freaking can't move, which is always an awesome thing to see, by the way. I think there's an extent to which some of that like push is like genetic. Like I think everyone's got the same ability to push, but that psychological motivation, I think in a lot of cases is genetic. It's like some people have that dog in them, some people don't. It's kind of like genetic dog, if you call it that, where some people just have that motivation, that mindset to where they really can handle that kind of psychological stress during a set, whereas other people just get so overwhelmed and they quit a little bit early. Just a second ago, I gave that whole spiel about genetic dog, I called it. And doing that, I kind of inadvertently put myself in a position where I have to do really good on these sets, or have to like actually push myself really hard, or else I'm just like a massive hypocrite. And that's not the case. That's not what we're trying to do here. This is legit so awkward. There's got to be another name for this machine aside from chest supported rows. I don't know. I'm gonna call this a drop the soap machine. This is like the same thing. Okay. Starting to realize I think I put this camera in a bad spot. That's on me. Now this is a freaking precarious camera angle if I've ever seen one. I gotta get a better tripod, honest to God. My tripod is like on top of a stool. My tripod is only like this tall. I guess that's on me for being a cheap bastard. Wait a second, I can make this thing taller. Boom. Look at that. I just added freaking 2 inches, man. 2 inches goes a long way. So I know this is just another chest supported row here, but I actually like to call this the dummy thick machine. No matter who's on here, if they're using good form, with chest tall and shoulders back as they're rowing to get that real good contraction back activation, everyone looks mad thick. I was in here with my buddy Jacob a couple weeks ago and he was using this machine and I watched him do it and I thought to myself, like, listen, I am not gay at all. But I looked at him and I was like, all right, bro, I see what you're working with, brother. I guess we're earning our white privilege the hard way today. All in all, the workout today went about as good as I could have expected. I was marginally stronger on just about every exercise, adding an extra rep every working set or so. That's really it. There's nothing grand about it. I added 10, 15, 20 pounds to my lift this week. I added 5 extra reps. Not really realistic. That's not how things went today. Still went to failure on everything that I did, and you just want to squeeze out a little bit more than you did last time. Shout out Greg Duche. And I feel like that's why a lot of people tend to burn out, is because the gym and getting stronger and going in and working hard is very fun and exciting at first, but then it's kind of like the same thing over and over again. Or like with diet, dude, I couldn't imagine eating the same thing over and over again. And it's like, yeah, and that's why nobody's gonna remember your name, because you're not willing to just get in these freaking neurotic, routine, autistic habits, because that repetition is what's gonna make you better. You have to be okay with progress not being huge and crazy all the time, because that's not the way it's gonna be. You're still gonna be training like a freaking madman regardless, pushing yourself till you can't move anymore, but you know, maybe instead of like an extra 5 reps, you know, like when you were first starting and getting newbie gains, it's just an extra 1 or maybe 2. So my closing statement for tonight is this. 1, July 19th is coming up pretty freaking fast. 2, I gotta get leaner, and 3, I gotta get better at posing. Because in 7 or so weeks, I gotta get a whole lot leaner than I am right now. I trust Alex, we'll push, we'll make the tweaks, and then with posing, I just gotta keep doing that more often. Big things I struggle with, one is like the transitions between poses, so I gotta keep studying that, focusing on the footwork. I'll admit that's definitely a weak point of mine. I mention all kinds of weak points on this channel. It feels like everything's a weak point sometimes. Arms, back, chest, posing, footwork. I'm working on it. Another hard thing about the posing, I feel, is holding the vacuum the whole time. As far as what I've heard from other more experienced people who've been bodybuilding for a lot longer, if you let that gut go loose in between poses, like that's just not good. And I let that happen sometimes. So I remember posing with Alex somewhere like around a month ago, and I was trying to do like a side chest pose, and he says, all right, suck your stomach in. I got to get better about it. When I'm holding these poses, when I'm throwing my first one, I could probably hit a good 20-30 seconds on one pose, but then doing one right after that, ooh, good luck to me. Those ones I tend to gas out closer to like 5 to 10 seconds. And you know what? This is a lesson to everybody, myself included. Don't procrastinate. I made a short video about this on my socials a while ago. I initially had in my mind that I was going into just the show in October. So when I had cheat meals allowed in my program and Alex said don't go crazy, I'll admit there were a couple times where I took liberties with that. I maybe did go a little crazy, and I didn't lose as much as fast as I should have. You know, it's kind of like one time I remember in high school, it was my senior year, there was a big class project that we were all supposed to be working on for the last like 2 or 3 months before the semester ended. I had actually done my work and I had my stuff ready to go, and then the night before, probably at like 9 p.m. before school the next day, I have this guy, love him, great guy, but he called me and he said, listen man, I didn't do any of my project, can you send me pictures of yours? And I said, listen brother, no, I'm sorry, I did my work, you know, you shouldn't have procrastinated. And I feel like I became him in this context, and really there's no way out of it when you think about it, because nobody can send me pictures of a better physique, because you can't fake being lean and you can't fake being good at posing. I got a little bit of work to do, and that's gonna be the theme going forward. And that's gonna be all from me tonight. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please drop a like, drop a comment, share this video, and freaking subscribe to Jacked and Pilled. I've been John, love y'all very much, and I'll see you next time. You want to get in? Hey, yeah, go for it, dude. No, you're totally cool, dude. It's kind of an inconvenient spot. My bad, dude.
No, you're good. Have a good night, brother. Appreciate you.
God bless, dude.